Hi there everyone, here's a quick video on how to use RStudio in the cloud to complete your introduction discussion assignment. After you create an account, you should see a screen similar to what I'm showing you now with a list of your projects. What I recommend you do is you make a new project and call it something like Experimental Social Psychology, and then you can store all of the notebooks that we create in this class inside that workspace. When you open up your workspace, it should look very similar to how RStudio looks on your desktop. And the first thing we will do is press File, New File, and then select R Notebook, and that will create a new R Notebook that we can use to create or to complete the introduction discussion assignment. The first thing I recommend students do after you create a new notebook is press Preview, and this will bring up a prompt to save your notebook. And so I'm going to call this Introduction Discussion Notebook. But what you should see is that Introduction Discussion Notebook has been added to your Files pane. So on the bottom right part of your screen, you see there's Files, Plots, Packages, Help, and Viewer. In the Files section, we can now see the new files that were created there. The next thing I recommend you do is you click the little gear beside Preview, and it's going to say Preview in Viewer pane. I recommend you select that instead of Preview in Window. And now when you select Preview, in the Viewer pane on the right, we can now see what your notebook looks like. So next I'm going to recommend that you create a new title. So let's call this the Introduction Discussion Notebook. And if you press Preview, we'll see the title is now changed. The next thing I'm going to recommend you do is delete all of the template code that RStudio adds for you. All right, now if you press Preview, you'll see all that template code is gone. We can start adding our own content. So first let's add our names. So I'm going to say my name is Dr. Phils. I'm going to press Preview, and we can now see my name is Dr. Phils on the right. But according to the assignment, we need to make our names in bold. So I'm going to add 2 asterisks to the front and back of my name. So now when I press Preview, my name is in bold. Next you need to share your major. So I'm going to say my major is psychology, and you press Preview. My major is psychology appears on the right. Then the next part of the assignment is you have to add a line break. So you probably have noticed is that on the left, where I'm entering the code, line 7 is my name, line 8 is my major, but on the right, in the preview, they're all on the same line. So if you want to have a line break in a notebook, you need to add 2 spaces to the end of the line. So I'm going to add 2 spaces, press Preview, and now they are on separate lines. All right, so now the next part of the assignment is to share your favorite books, movies, or TV shows. So I'm going to say my favorite movies are, let's say, Children of Men, Contact, and 12 Monkeys. And if you hit Preview, you can see that my favorite movies are there, but what didn't happen, what I wanted to happen, was for the list of movies to be like a list and not all on the same line. So I'm going to fix that by adding a space between line 10 and line 12. And now we get a nice indented list. All right, so here's one interesting thing about me. And this time I'm going to make a different kind of list. I'm going to make a bulleted list. I'm going to say, one interesting thing about me is that I wasn't always a psychology major. I started out as a computer science major. Okay, and then the last thing, so I'm going to actually first hit preview on this so we can see that working. So now you can see the nice bulleted list instead of a numbered list. And the last thing we need to add is a photo. And so to add a photo, you need to go back to the Files pane. So you can see all of your files here. I've actually already uploaded a file. It's called, or a photo. It's called img_0757.jpg. But if you want to upload a photo, I would go to Upload, and you can then choose your file. And after you do that, the photo will appear in this Files pane. So to add a photo, what you do is you put an exclamation point, square brackets, this is a description of the photo, so it's just a photo of me, and then you do round brackets and the file name. And in this case, the file name is img_0757.jpg. And if we hit preview, we should now see the photo of me there. Okay, so that's all it takes to create the introduction discussion notebook. It's not that hard to do, but if you've never used RStudio or RStudio in the cloud before, there's a lot of little things that are maybe new to you and may seem confusing or arbitrary. So hopefully this video helps you complete the assignment with as little stress as possible. And if you do have any problems, send me an email and either a picture of the error you're getting or the actual file you're using that's producing the error, and I'll see if I can troubleshoot it for you.